Hello guys and welcome to some Group B rally. It is 1991. BMW has tried numerous times competing in the Group B with little to no success. So with the launch of the E30 3 Series, they set out again, but they came prepared. No more rear-wheel drive slidey business, oh no. They used the four-wheel drive system of the 325iX and used a 2.3 M3 4-cylinder engine. BMW, for the first time, wasn't sure what to do. Keep it naturally aspirated and run close to the maximum tire restriction, or turbo and run close to the minimum weight restriction. It wasn't long before there was a unanimous vote for boost. Luckily, they could also use the Evo 1 DTM crank to bring up the capacity to 2.6 liters and still run in the same class. The end product was 407 kilowatts or 546 horsepower and 558 newton meters of torque. The car weighed in at 1,173 kilograms, just 73 kilograms away of running on the minimum. The tires, however, was lacking, with the 255s at the front and 265s at the rear, but BMW was convinced the four-wheel drive system will provide ample grip. Let's go see if that is true. And it's the time of the E30 to go on the rally stage. It's actually weird that there are so many Rothman sponsored rally cars. I haven't realized it. Okay, growing up in Namibia, I haven't been into or knowing my European rally or international rally sort of sponsorships. I only knew of Namibian rally and the people competing there and the sponsorship there, and maybe South Africa. But yeah, I didn't knew Rothmans had such a wide variety of cars they almost sponsored. If somebody knows the history of Rothmans, please let me know what sort of company it is and why do they sponsor the rally, and are they still sponsoring rally till today or not? Anyway, the BMW, yes, it's a quite nice modification, and it also makes me wonder why BMW hasn't done it in the olden days. They had the resources and the four-wheel drive system was available to them to use with the 325iX. And I believe it was an international model because we had it in South Africa, Namibia as well. Yeah, and weirdly that we haven't seen somebody actually make a four-wheel drive M3 now that I'm thinking about it. Because I believe they all run Getrag gearboxes, and if I can remember correctly, their bell housing shapes are relatively the same. If somebody knows the Getrag gearboxes, you can also comment down below and let me know. But as far as I know, most of the BMW gearboxes are interchangeable in between their engines. Oh, terrible driving by me in this first lap. Yeah, and the car. Okay, let me say it like this: the car sounds slow. The four-cylinder doesn't give you that noise like that rotary, like it's going through the revs and accelerating that much. It's quite a tame sort of sound. 2 minute 21 point. I just lost it. I think it was a 2 minute 21.811. Yes. Yeah. And it barely reached the rev limiter over the finish line, but this car is much more composed through the corners than the Mazda RX-7, and it had a little bit of more oversteer, which is actually nice in a rally application, especially if you want to do tight corners, and if you have a car that's more almost tuned towards understeer or is naturally understeery. It's quite a hindrance in the corner, then you have to constantly use the handbrake. This car, I think it was only this corner here that I use the handbrake just to get the car into the slide. And yeah, in that corner, if you want to go fast, you actually need to clip that outside boards. Then you can almost make it a one corner, except in place of two corners following each other. Sorry if I'm a little bit stuttery today. I'm a little bit tired. Haven't slept good for a past few days. But I will keep soldiering on. Yeah. The BMW really is the game changer for BMW. If they, how I replicated it. If they kept with the rear-wheel drive platform, they wouldn't even come close to 2 minute 20. They won't even come close to being in the top 10, for the matter of fact. And with the time that they already run, it is already in the top 5. So it can only go much better. Every lap every run I did was cleaner, and I started to learn the car, where I should slag off and where I should accelerate. This was the first car that I will show you the corner, or tell you when it's the corner. It's just at the top of the hill, where we go onto the dirt. It's not after this corner, then we go right, then we start climbing the hill onto the dirt to the left, and then onto the tar, and right here we're approaching it now, the jump here. This was the first car I actually have to lift off a little bit when I just came over the jump, so that I don't land into the rocks and then spiral myself into the river. And the car's brakes was good. Actually, it was near to perfect, and I thought with the little tires at the 255s at the front and 265s at the rear, it will have grip issues, because the car is extremely light and has a lot of power. Let me see if I can work something out here. Yeah, you would have easily been 500 kilowatts per ton. So we are talking about 680, no, that's too few, almost 730 horsepower per ton this car has, and I thought the tires wouldn't be able to cope with it, but I believe it's just the torque figures that is low enough so it doesn't overpower the wheels. But it was a great car to drive nonetheless. And it's also, and now that I think about it, BMW is also one of the car manufacturers that just stopped with the rallying. It was just the E30 that ran in the rallies. Okay, these days in Europe the people do drive with the E36 and the E46, but it's also only a privately owned team. It's not that BMW has a rally team. Strange. BMW was always in every motorsport you can think of, even in Formula 1. 2 minute 19.691. Oh boy, it's second, just behind the RX-7. 1.6 seconds difference between the two, and beating the Cosworth by far. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please leave a like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified of my new videos. And until next time guys, keep it sideways, keep it fun. DriftBuddy out.